Coach, we talked just a couple days ago about how much this time of year is finding a way. The way Jalen came up with those back-to-back threes, just how big was that, and how much of it is a testament to just willing your way to a victory?
What was more important than those big threes was his defense. I think he did a fantastic job guarding, for the most part, George. Getting into the basketball, being willing to switch. He kept his poise and demeanor throughout the night. So I just think it was very big of him. And then to be able to step in after sitting down for some time and being able to knock those shots down.
He did foul out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
What was those conversations like late in the game when he picked up back-to-back fouls? Just what did you tell him in that moment?
Well, what I will go to is the question you asked earlier today about Jalen Suggs and his defense. How do we stop him from being aggressive? But, that last foul, he gets it because he was being Jalen Suggs with 32 seconds left on the clock going after the block. But before that, he had been as aggressive and as tough as we've needed him to be. And we'll take some of that aggression, and then we'll just continue to learn from it. But that's who he is, and I'm not going to take it. We're not going to take that away from him.
Obviously, Utah made a lot of threes. Mm-hmm. You guys got into the paint and kind of did a lot of things that you normally do. What does it say about this team to keep the poise, to stay in the game, even with shots not falling, even with Utah, not scoring a lot in the paint, hitting some of those tough threes? What does it say about this team's poise to stay in the game despite the runs that they were able to put on you guys?
Well, it's being able to break down how they were getting them. Some of it was, game plan. We can adjust to that, being able to go under screens and then back over and getting back into the basketball. But a lot of those came on our turnovers, so what we had to be able to do. I think, turning it over 15 times for 25 points, allows them to fuel that break. But I think our guys being even in those moments of the turnovers, being able to stay poised, keep the game right, and, then go back to following the game plan.
Maybe amped as the team is about pulling out the win in the end, is there a sense of frustration maybe about not being able to execute the game plan or play kind of Magic basketball for a good chunk of that game? Or?
No, there's a standard. We talk about you got away with the win, but understanding we have to continue to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And 15 turnovers for 25 points is not going to get it done. And missing 10 free throws is not going to get it done. And as we continue to grow and get better, which this team is, because they recognize that, we'll continue to get better throughout that.
Coach, what's it say about Paolo to be visibly ill last week, miss 2 games, come back, and will this team to a victory there down the stretch?
I think he's not afraid of those big moments, and his teammates trust him to be able to make those big plays. It says a lot about our group. And even going back to Jalen's threes, those passes came from Paolo with that trust factor. Trust in that he knew where the double team was coming from. He saw the lane, and those spray outs to the corner three was that big one on the last one. I think just the trust that these guys have in each other, it goes such a long way.
I'm picking up on that point on Paolo in the fourth period. What did you just like from him exploiting that matchup on Hendricks? Looks like you guys on a couple of possessions, just back to back to back, went to that left baseline, put up an ISO. Just were you guys looking for him to get those matchups, or was that just like in the flow of the game?
Well, you see it early, and the great part about this group is that there's a high level of communication of what's working, what's not working. And, you find that was one of the matchups you can go to, because in that moment they've either got a double team or he's going to get the foul or he's going to get to the basket. And that was one of the things of him being able to find that rhythm after being out for the few games. A lot of it can be found on that block where you can get your rhythm going.
There's 22 games left, but you guys won your 34th tonight. You won 34 all of last year. We've talked so much about growth, but what does that represent to you?
A group that understands exactly what we're capable of doing, but never satisfied, wanting to continue to grow and get better. It says a lot about this coaching staff who they put in so much work with these guys and with for themselves to be able to help these guys reach the highest levels of success that they can. And so that, to me, that's what it says about a phenomenal group of young men and coaches.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Continue with
Jalen, so much this time of year is just finding a way to win with your defense down the stretch, especially, and those 2 big shots. How much did you feel your group, just found a way to win and overcome some adversity tonight?
Oh, yeah, I think our group did a great job. And I think overcoming and responding to adversity is the biggest takeaway from tonight. whether you're not feeling the best mentally, physically, whatever it is, taking care of the task at hand with this unit. And I think with the guys that we have in the locker room, it makes it easy to do that. We're very competitive. It's a fun group. It's a loving group. Everybody wants each other to succeed, and then ultimately for the team to succeed. And I mean, you saw it tonight. I think everybody played great. Everybody contributed, and a great win. A win is always great.
Paolo, you were visibly ill recently, and now you've battled the illness, and you come back tonight, team high, 29 points. Just how do you feel now, and just how do you feel like you performed tonight?
I'm feeling a lot better. I think on top of feeling sick, the main thing that was really bothering me was just how my body was feeling in those first 2 games trying to come back. Like I couldn't move, I couldn't jump, and it just had me very, very limited. So I wanted to just get my body right. I'm still a little, whatever, have sniffles and stuff, but my body's feeling a lot better. So that's the biggest thing. But I felt pretty good. I think I was a little rusty. I think just with some of my decision making, really. I think my wind was a little down. Was a little tired at some points, but I just wanted to come out and help us get the win, do whatever I could, and I got it going in the fourth. So just give credit to my teammates because they encouraged me to just stay aggressive.
Jalen, it was a struggle through much of the game to hit shots from the outside, and we know that sometimes can lead to some frustration. But what does it say about this team that you guys were able to kind of stay in the game? You were able to hit some big shots down the stretch to ensure the win, and then you guys were able to stay in it despite Utah hitting a bunch of shots and kind of counteracting some of the things you guys like to do.
I think a dope part about having this unit that's been together the past 2-3 years, all the same, is we've gone through a lot together, and we've had to win games where we're not making shots. We've had to win games, we're relying on defense, winning games where we can't get a stop, but we do have shots falling from the outside. So, I think we're able to kind of win and adapt to however the game is going and flowing. And tonight was another example of that. Not knocking down shots, but we played great defense. We were getting to the rim. He was crazy to start the fourth and to keep us in the game, and that gave us a chance to come in and win down the stretch, and that's what we did. So I think a lot of credit goes to everybody, coaches included, for the game plan talk that they had. And I think all of us are trying to and are trending, to the direction of playing competitive basketball, as this year, get the regular season gets to ending, and I think we got to carry that mindset.
Paolo, you're one of the rising stars in the league. As of late, the discussion's kind of been Bron's about to hit his 40,000 points, and who's next up after him? What's your confidence in yourself that you could be that next face of the league?
I'm just trying to go out there and hoop and be me, man. I'm not too concerned about all that talk. I just go out there and do me.
Not bad. Good. That's a good question.
Jalen, can you talk a little bit about the roller coaster of emotions down the stretch there in the fourth quarter? You hit a three, then you fouled Keontae for three, then you nailed 2 big ones on some Paolo passes. Can you just talk about the roller coaster of emotions there and just how kind of cool it was to get those few threes there down the stretch?
I think the dopest part about it was the bench and their reactions and all that. Seeing them smile, seeing them happy for me, cheer me on, all that. That along with everybody in the arena, I think that's what you do it for at the end of the day. To win, to enjoy time with your teammates, with your brothers. So to have those moments is always super dope. I don't know. It was a great win. I don't know. I don't really have many words about that. It was dope to get that experience.
Paolo, obviously, you guys have bigger fish to fry coming in the coming months. Your eyes are on the playoffs at least a little bit at this point. How much are you guys playing more to a standard now than to not necessarily not respecting the opponent, but playing more to the standard of what you guys believe you should be doing compared to maybe worrying completely about what the opponent's doing?
Yeah, I think like you said, I think we're very focused on trying to play up to our standard as a team. We're trying to build up to, throughout this back part of the season so that when, postseason hits, we're hitting our stride and at our peak as a team. So I think, February's getting over, got to be locked in all of March, and then April, is when it gets real. So I think just, even coach just said in there, we had a great win, but we struggled in some areas, free throws, turnovers, and so we got to meet our standard when it comes to that. And So we all know that as a team. We're aware of that, and we're just trying to get there, one game at a time. And like I said, once that postseason comes, that's when you want to be hitting on all cylinders.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Don't touch that mic. You might get sick.